all right, if you guys could just humor me for a bit while I go through this rant. Maybe it's not really a rant. It's like thinking out loud. So if you just hang out with me for a bit while I do this and get through my thoughts, I think we might actually end up somewhere interesting and worthy of having this discussion. And all of this sort of started when Shad from Shadiversity Night's Watch put out this tweet. And I saw this, and then I saw some of the discussions about this and the trend of Studio Ghibli being memed on the internet. And it sort of bothered me. But then it's like, I started thinking about what this means, like all of this, what all of this means in this space. And I was like, I need to make a video before I drive myself crazy. Okay, so Shad put out this tweet. He goes, the Ghibli art style is plain, uninspired, and the actual reasons people love it is because the quality of stories the style has been attached to and the fluidity and details of the animations it appears in, not the style itself. I get that it has an innocent charm to it, hence the fun in depicting controversial images in it, but that does not make the style itself anything special when separated from those stories it's been used and the quality of animation. The reason why this bugged me so much, because Shad has been pro AI for a couple years now, and I don't really know why he's gone so hard on it, because most people in his circle, I mean, most of them, I don't think, they either don't share his opinion or they don't care enough to give their opinion. I would say that this argument, this AI is better than regular art argument that he's been having for a while, has killed a lot of his engagement on YouTube. He wants to believe it's like being shadow banned, but no, it's just you're an asshole and you don't care about art. And every time you do something like this, it just proves you don't care about art. You're not even literate when it comes to art. You are completely illiterate when it comes to art. And let me explain why before we start spiraling here. The fact that you don't understand that the art and the story and the emotion behind it, all of the things combined together is what makes it special as a piece of art. That is why. So you're trying to separate certain aspects of it to diminish what the actual art is. You're saying that if you take away all of the connections that you have to this piece of art, then the art itself is plain. Well, I got news for you, Shad. You could say that about any piece of art. Any artist, anything that an artist has ever done, you could say if you separate every single thing about it that makes it what it is, then it's just plain. You have to understand that all of those things together make these things what they are. It's what makes the art special in the first place. So that's a complete misunderstanding of art. But it doesn't surprise me because you believe that AI art is so much better than regular art when it's literally just stealing things from the internet and repurposing it. It's doing a beautiful job of creating a Frankenstein's monster of art. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, a dab of that, some of this color, some of this shading, and we just kind of smush it together. So it does a really good job of stealing everyone else's plain, uninspired art style, according to you, and turning it into something else. It's an aggregate. It is an artistic aggregation of theft. Now, I know a lot of people out there who like AI art are going to think, oh, well, you know, that's not a true framing of it. There's this, I don't care what you think about it. I don't care. I really don't. As someone who has been an artist my entire life, and I've known a lot of artists, we see it on the internet every day. People showing that AI art has literally stolen their artwork and repurposed it. I think there is such a lack of integrity for people who defend it this way. If you want to use AI art to make your thumbnails, you want to use AI art to make a picture of yourself for Facebook, Twitter, whatever, I don't really give a shit. It's not great for the environment, but like there's nothing that I can do to make you stop doing that. So there's no point in me getting upset about it. There's no point in me getting mad about it. But ethically, I don't like using anything more than assisted AI on anything. I don't like generative AI. I think it's harmful to the community, not only environmentally, but ethically. I think there's an issue with it. And you guys can fight in the comments about that. But it doesn't surprise me that he supports this because these guys like to do everything. They like the shortcuts to everything. They like to jump to the end of the line. When they get mad about stuff like DEI and try to claim that DEI is like the same thing as affirmative action and that it allows you to hire people that are unqualified for jobs, they're just mad that they're not being hired. unqualified for the jobs that they're in. They're mad that they are not able to partake in that same system that they're complaining about. If they were part of that system, they would have no issue with it. But that's why they're mad about it. Because in their mind, they believe that they are being skipped over, that they are so exceptional in everything that they do, they're being skipped over. But then that same group, at least some of the people in that same group, support AI everything. That doesn't make any sense. If you take a look at FNT, I did a little, I took some notes here. FNT complains about things like corporate greed and low effort content. I'm sorry, it doesn't get any more low effort than AI content. That is the lowest effort content you can do. It really is. Fight in the comments about that. I don't care. It is. It's low effort. They talk about disrespecting fans of stuff. Yet, Shad here has no problem disrespecting fans of Studio Ghibli or fans of any other artist out there by calling their work garbage and saying that AI is better. So it's rules for thee, not for me? Is that what it is? They talk about declining artistic and technical quality. They do that quite often. And here we have somebody that sits on that panel who is a champion of skipping over actual artists to push lazy slop. They talk about qualities in storytelling, writing, things like that. You cannot, and again, fight in the comments. I'm not going to go back and forth with this. You cannot argue for quality in art and then support AI art. You can't argue about quality in writing and support AI writing. You cannot do that. Those things can be used as tools to help you get better at what you're doing, but they should not be used to supplement it or replace it in a big way. You shouldn't fire artists or get rid of artists because you have AI that can make a thumbnail for you. Ethically, you shouldn't do that. Again, I can't stop people from doing that. There's nothing I can do about it. But it is looking for that same sort of jumping to the front of the line scenario with as little work as possible from the guys who complain that people don't work hard for the jobs they have. It's always a double standard. It's every time I turn around, it's a double standard with these guys. But none of this surprises me because they all are failures at things that they love doing, so they have to do what they do on the internet. Essentially, what these guys do is they shit on people for a living. It's like a scat fetish thing. They shit on people to make money. There's a woman doing something they don't like, they're going to shit all over her for weeks, months, years. Trans person doing something they don't like, they're going to shit all over that person until they get all their money out of it. Taking big dumps on everybody. This is what they do. They're like a virtual gossip magazine. Grown men sitting around gossiping about stuff. And it's crazy to me. Like, we're not having actual conversations about, I could totally understand if you wanted to get a group of people together and talk about problems in the industry, offer solutions to that, and have some genuine conversations about it. But that's not what these guys are doing. That's not what they're doing. When they get in the car and they're like, oh, this was shit, that was shit, this was garbage, that was garbage. There's no criticism. That is not criticism. Criticism you can do something with. If somebody offers criticism for something, you can take that and you can go, you know what? This is something that I can either apply to what I'm doing, or I can determine that maybe it is criticism that could be useful for someone else. But the point is, it always offers something. That they're not doing that anymore. That's not what they do. John Malin, I believe it was John Malin, made a graph. Let me see if I can find the graph. All right, so it's not really a graph. It's more like a collage of Yellow Flash, another person in the same fucking toilet of people shitting on stuff. All of these are videos of him talking about Rachel Zegler. Now, I'm just going to be straight up with you. There's really no reason to have this many videos about her. And I could zoom in and show you the titles, but they're all stupid. They hate her. She hates us. She needs to be fired. She's the worst. Just dumb, brain rot content that these guys do that offers no criticism. So what they're doing is they are shitting on people for money. That is their business model. Find something that people like and then take a fat shit on it. That's essentially what they do. So it's not about quality. It's not about putting the best person in the job. It's not about any of that stuff from Shad, Yellow Flash, F&T, any of these guys. It's not about any of that stuff. It is literally about trying to make the most out of a miserable existence. These are people that do not have talent trying to get to the place where people that have talent exist. They're trying to shove their way into that. They are so mad that someone they don't like is a part of something that they love, and they'll never be that person, that's what they have to do. It's not like they're taking shots at each other. It's not like Rachel Zegler said something personal to them, but they got in their feelings about it. Oh no, she said something on the red carpet that I don't like. Now it hurt my feelings, and I have to make 500 videos about her and hope that everything she does in her life fails. That's a miserable existence. It's miserable. And I wish, I honestly wish I didn't have to call this out. I wish this kind of content didn't exist, to be honest. It just doesn't benefit anybody. This is not helpful to anyone, even the people that are watching it. And I know you're watching my video. This content is not helpful to you. It's not. It is absolute dog shit content. It offers nothing to the world. If Yellow Flash's channel were to not exist, or he were to disappear off the internet, say for example, he's like, I've made enough money, I'm going to disappear. If he disappeared tomorrow because he's made his money and he's ran, it would have no net negative effect to anything. Nothing would happen if his channel were to go away. If he were to just say, I've made enough, I'm going to disappear. And most of these channels have that same fucking situation. If they were not here tomorrow or next week or next year, it would not matter. It wouldn't affect anything. They're not affecting social change. They're not doing anything important. They're not helping the studios. They're not helping culture. They have no talent. They're offering nothing. And it's baffling to me that they are so upset about people who are exceptional at what they're doing that they feel the need to go after them because their feelings are hurt. They push AI art because they will never cut it as actual artists. And they so badly want to be that they feel like they have to do it outside of the system. But every single one of these guys would love to be a part of the system.